It had to do with performers, and it had to do with performers that were still able to contribute creatively, but the society felt they were too old, which is kind of the way it is with opera singers. Maggie Smith already was assigned to it, as was Tom Courtney. I got to pick Billy Connolly and Pauline Collins, and I asked to have all real retired opera singers and musicians. I think that it's we're living in a time now where there's a proliferation of action movies.
I'm back.
And then sometimes in what we call indie movies, there's films that it's kind of fashionable to take a cynical view, and this film doesn't. It's kind of it's an anomaly. It says, you know, life is worth it. I mean, I'm 75, so I take exception to the word elderly. I think it allows elderly people not to be elderly.
I have a brilliant idea.
What is it?
Oh, I can't remember. What is it?
And that there's no limit on falling in love, and there's no age limit in terms of feeling that you're really not that age, but that you're much younger. Because what we are in reality is not necessarily what we feel. The interesting and yet strange thing about being a movie actor is that everyone else gets to spend as much time as they want setting the stage, getting the props, the design, the lighting, and then after all that's done and they've had their trials and their failures, then they bring the actors on, and the actors are expected to get it right away. And what I was able to do is what I always wanted to have done with me, which some directors have done, is to allow us the freedom of failure. Well, you know, when you have an idea, you have to kind of talk a director into seeing if he would agree with you. Here you don't have to do that.
I think you two are drunk.
I think I possibly am, although I find it very difficult to tell the difference at this age.
Hit the red carpet at AFI FEST 2012 with Indiewire. Devin Faraci bellies up for a martini with 3 fellow critics to decide which Bond is the greatest. Phil Gower decides to take his love of Twilight to the streets, determined to be first in line. His love of Twilight is twi-hard and will not die. Devin Faraci takes you on a behind-the-scenes tour of Universal Studios and gives you insight into the creation and locations that birthed some of the greatest monster movies of all time. J.B. Smoove and his buddy Garfield give us the lowdown on the new Robert Zemeckis film Flight, even though they haven't seen it. Wreck-It Ralph's John C. Reilly, Jane Lynch, Jack McBrayer, and director Rich Moore get put through the ringer by Jesse Miller.